on. Okay, today I'm reading for somebody watching this today. You're connected into somebody who I'm seeing them writing messages, but then they're either deleting them or they're just left in the drafts. They're not sending it. Okay, this person has really deep feelings for you, but they're scared. They're scared of something. There's also a block in the physical, I'm hearing, but I'm going to see what that is. I want to know what the challenges are. First thing I'm going to look at though is if they were going to send that message, right, what would they say? What would they say? But I just see them, and it's later on in the evening, so I'm getting almost like towards the end of the evening, when either they're alone or they're alone with their thoughts or something's going on. But I'm going to look at that, okay? I'm going to see what they'd like to say with this deck first, and then I am going to look at what the underlying challenge is, okay? So I'll just give these a shuffle. Like I say, welcome back. I hope you're all right, all well, wherever you are. It's nice to see you all again. If you'd like a reading, just click on the title of the video. Link is in the description box, and the links to the website are there, okay? Everything's on the website. Also check out the free relationship report. If you're new here and you want to see more content, if you wouldn't mind, just hit that notification bell. That's brilliant. And to those of you who watch me, I do read all your comments. They're so kind, all your support, and as ever, you're amazing, and I send you all my love. Just keep going, all right? Keep going. Right, let's see. That was very... Oh my gosh. Right, there's an apology I'm hearing that they regret just chasing the good times. They regret chasing the excitement. They regret going for a thrill over substance. Okay, so that's the first message. There's an apology. There's an apology they want to give you. Wow. Now this is really specific. If somebody chased a thrill, and it was of a, let's call this, it's YouTube, let's call it a romantic nature, okay, but you know what I mean by that, bit of a, sort of passionate energy, okay, they deeply regret that. They deeply, deeply regret that. Bottom of the deck, the unknown for me, this is always very unknown. They long for you, they're aching for you, and they want you. Okay, let me just split this deck. I don't know, always do this, but I'm being told to split it here. Yes, wow, that one, longing, gosh, I knew it. That's come out again, middle of the deck this time. But next to it, my lovelies, I'm going to show you this, hopefully you can see it. I'm not very good at this, and sometimes they shine. I'll read it anyway. Commitment, marriage, promise, fidelity. Yeah, there's someone here, watching this. Someone's been unfaithful. They chased a thrill. They chased some intensity. And I'm also hearing, even if it wasn't a total full-blown romantic relationship, if somebody was spending too much time online, liking other people's posts, okay, they regret that. Someone's got a lot of regret here. A lot of regret. Now, what I would like to know for you guys today, if I can find my deck, is why they are writing these messages, but they're not sending them. Two of Cups. Two of Cups. Okay. There are some family support issues in this. Okay, I'm hearing that from this card. But I feel the block is that you might not want to go back to the past. Okay? That you've grown through this, that you have let go of it basically, and that you're now focusing on the future, and they're also nervous about whatever, about things from the past coming back into your relationship, okay? They've done a lot of growing up. Doesn't matter how old they are. They could be, in the 60s. It really doesn't matter. We all mature and change and do whatever we do in our own sweet time, as they say. They have grown up, but they don't want to go back to the past. They don't want to go back to the past. Why? Why don't they? What happened? What happened? Okay, right. In your relationship in the past, take what resonates, don't shoot the messenger. Either your side, their side. You take whatever this means to you. It could be them, But there was a lack of stability, okay? Somebody felt a little bit trapped in this connection. It could be them, it could be you, okay? But somebody felt a little bit trapped in this connection because patterns from the past, childhood stuff, family stuff, that's what the Six of Cups is all about, kept repeating. Now, the Six of Cups is a beautiful card, okay? But it can have leanings towards that you don't grow anymore. You kind of get stuck in the 6 energy, okay? So somebody could have been keeping up appearances or trying to keep it all together, maybe because of other people's beliefs and opinions, and not wanting to upset the apple cart, but the growth wasn't there, okay? It didn't go any further. I feel for you that you got to a point where you'd even started to look at your own choices because you didn't feel that your emotional needs were being met, okay? Now, I feel this message is coming through for you today because whoever this is for, the person you're connected into does love you deeply and they do genuinely care. And because of that, they would rather leave you alone almost and you be happy instead of, I'm hearing the word, involving you again, and it's where you weren't heard, where involving you again in a situation that wasn't yours to own. It wasn't yours to own. Okay. It's almost as if this person that you're connected into would rather, I'm hearing they write these messages. It's a form of release, okay? It's a form of release. But what they don't realise is they're actually unconsciously imagining you or trying to pull you back into their 3D, okay? But it's a form of release. They don't want to put you through that again, so would almost admire you from a distance. And what I'm feeling today really strongly is they want to apologise, but also they just now, if you had arguments at the end or there were things said that couldn't be undone, they just now focus on the beauty that you had when you met, okay? The beauty that you had when you met. They regret not putting the work in the end, especially physical work that maintains your, I'm just hearing the word living arrangements. They regret not putting that in. My head's tingling. This is really very strong. They regret that. One more challenge. Yeah, 5 of Pentacles. Was there some poverty, financial hardship that was created? Because you see, the thing with the 9 of Pentacles in reverse and the 5 of Pentacles, it's a lack of stability, recklessness, overspending, but also not getting your head down and getting on with what needed to be done, whatever that is. whatever it is. And this causes financial instability, it can cause you to lose your home, it can cause bad luck, but it can also cause a real coldness between you, okay? And I think you tried really hard to prop this relationship up for quite a while at your own expense. Yeah, the people in your environment were really, I feel at times they came across as they supported you and they were cheering you on, but they were always sort of hiding something. There was always a bigger picture. And with this card in love, I always feel this card means that, yeah, somebody wants to win you over, but it's so they can look good. So, you know, this is just an analogy, an example. So somebody gets a really, what they perceive to be a good looking partner, and then they just post photos all over social media. Look at me, look what I've, you know, look who I've got, kind of thing. But it's all about making themselves feel validated, okay? So there were people around you who, I think, used you. I feel they used you, okay? And I do feel at times you got sick of rude, tactless, hurtful behaviour. But I feel towards the end of this relationship, because of all of this, you felt out of your depth. It just wasn't tenable anymore for you. You couldn't do it. You couldn't do it, okay? Right, let us see what else your person would like to say, because I'm going to go to the outcome and see if they're actually going to hit send. I've got, obviously, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus today, and also I have Pisces. I'm hearing Pisces. Okay, Sun, Moon or Rising, right. This is the key message. I feel you leaving me behind, yeah? That's exactly it, they do. They do feel you leaving them behind. I'm becoming a better person. My life is as not together as it seems. Right, let's have a little look at that. Okay, what's the challenge in this other person's life at the moment? Is it romance? Is it money? What is it? The past coming back to bite them in the backside, yeah. Okay, it is. They're at a crossroads. There are things from their past that are now haunting them. Okay, they blamed the wrong person in blaming you, I'm hearing. They were very judgmental. It's karma. It's all coming out the woodwork. All right, they sat on the fence for too long. They've sat on the fence for too long. They haven't made a decision about something. They've chosen to ignore it. You knew the truth. You gave them clarity. You gave them a way out. You gave them an option, specifically with some paperwork or something like that, but they didn't take it. They just sat there and almost stuck you in the firing line. Okay, it's all coming to bite them in the backside. Yeah, they've picked the wrong options. Absolutely, your person has totally procrastinated. I think they have got very deep emotions, your person, okay? I think there's a side to them that you do love, that they can be very loving, and you can have some real good heart-to-heart. And they have a very youthful love about them. But the flip side of this is they're not always very good at making a decision. They had, even when you were together, a decision or some decisions to make that needed to be made. But they sat on it. They didn't want to ruffle feathers, not with you, with another situation. They turned a blind eye to it. They tried to keep the peace, okay? Unfortunately now, they are at a crossroads and a decision has to be made, because all these things they've buried down and they've faffed around with are there, in front of their eyeballs. And here we have the Six of Cups again. Yeah. All right, it's coming. It's reckoning. It's a day of reckoning with whatever it is. You'll know what this is. It was a biggie. It was a biggie. Okay. But they've got a day of reckoning. A day of reckoning. Okay, let's get another deck. Let's just have a quick look and see if they're coming back at the moment. In the current energy they're in, what are they going to do? Their energy's out. Yeah. They'll be back. There you go. I don't need to say anything else. King and Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, they're going to come back in. You could have been married, you could still be married, or you could have gone through a divorce, signed all the paperwork a few years ago. I've seen it so many times, you know. I really have. Over the course of my life, yeah. This person's coming back in. You're a match made. As far as they're concerned, you are their person. If you were in a long-term relationship with this person, okay, then I will say that they will be back. Now, the only caveat I've ever got on this right, that I've seen a lot in readings is if you've been having, if your person is married to somebody else, okay, so you're having an affair, you know, it happens all the time, no judgment, it's just reading the card for you. If the Queen of Pentacles comes out in the outcome and you're the one that's kind of the other person, then I usually feel that that person will stay with the person they committed to if they're married or living together. So, but I don't feel that's really who's watching this today, who I'm connecting into. It was just really some information for you. If you do read your own tarot, there's another meaning for you, should we say. So yeah, there we go. Timing, Pentacles for me are, you know, they're earthy. I always sort of think autumn, wintry time, you know, Pentacles for me. So possibly not in the summer, but they're going to make a move. That message, they're going to hit that send button, all right? Let's get a card for you. I want a card for the collective, whoever this reading's for, the person who won't hit send. Yeah. Okay. This goes back to this card. I feel you leaving me behind. You have, this was a very important ending. It taught you a lot about yourself. And sometimes these horrible endings do. I know that from experience. It isn't pleasant. But I can say you do honestly, I promise you, you do honestly come out the other side really a different person. It's not linear. Well, I only talk from my own experience. It can be up, down, and then even further, and then up and down. You know, and the first year is definitely the hardest. The second year, by the third year, and you think it's 3 years, Keeley. Yeah, sometimes it does. It depends how deep and your soul agreements with the person you were with. But anyway, they can feel you starting again. All right? You get to choose. Always remember that. They will reflect what you think predominantly. If you want this person back, just go to the end and imagine a scene where you're back together. The circumstances in your 3D are just old thought patterns of maybe a month, even a year ago, that you've really kept thinking that are just playing out. Change your thoughts, change your story, and you'll change what you get. Okay? But going back to what I was saying, because they're writing out good things about you in these messages. They're writing out their deepest feelings for you, how they feel, and what they would like to happen. So that is in their universe, because there's only them in their world. Okay, you might start to feel more connected to this person. Depending if that's what you are bringing in, you might start to feel more connected, and you might start to feel more favourable, okay, about this person. For those of you that might have already happened. Okay, now usually that's because we're all transmitting thoughts. We're just like a beacon. We're a radio beacon. Okay, we're all connected. We're all one energy, just separated into little fractals with different, meat suits, as we say. So if you're starting to feel a little bit more favourable about this person, and you don't actually, want to shove them under a bus, that's only a joke, by the way, YouTube, as we say in the UK, then that is why. Okay, they're sending those thoughts to you. Okay, mind over matter. What is in your mind will become the matter. All right. So I'll leave that with you. For someone, this is lovely. For somebody, and for those of you who are, your goals and what you're focusing on, what you're bringing into your physical environment now, a new beginning, I'm really, really happy for you. And I send you loads of love about that as well. So you get to choose, but that's the thing, tarot isn't set in stone. A tarot reading, because everything's already created, there's no past, there's no future, it's all here now, okay? It's just what we align our big transmitter to. Think of your brain, projector, what goes in there, it will spit out. Okay, so tarot is energy. Okay, so somebody or people watching this video, this message is for you, because that's the energy that is predominantly here. But that's why it's important to look at the challenges. So if you do want something, for example, okay, Page of Cups as a challenge could be, or in the reverse, your person's not messaging. All right, just pick that card off the top as a challenge. So you think, okay, they're not messaging, Page of Cups in reverse, they don't want to talk to me, blah, blah, blah. You go within, you completely ignore it. It's a message. And you say to yourself, they're always messaging me. They message me 25,000 times a day. They absolutely adore me. You don't go looking for evidence. You just know it's done, okay? You don't have to believe it. You just know it's done. So just a little bit of a heads up about tarot. I don't always talk about that. Maybe I should a bit more, of how you can really use tarot to just manifest anything into your life, okay? Because it'll show you the blocks. It works. That's how it works. It shows you the blocks and the thoughts that you should be having if you want to change that challenge. So anyway, I'll leave you to it. You're probably all asleep by now. Look after yourselves, okay? I love you all very, very much. Keep doing you, keep sparkling, and don't ever, ever put yourself into a box, okay? Shine brightly, my lovelies. I'll speak soon. Bye.